Hello and welcome back to Stranded Deep, welcome back to Pacific Paradise, and welcome back to this island we find ourselves on. Last time we were finishing off the Firewatch Tower, a tower which used quite a few resources. In fact, we stripped 2 islands in order to make it, which means we have 2 empty islands. Well, actually we have 1 empty island because that island over there, the one named Trident, has already replaced one of the stripped islands, but there is an island beyond that which has no resources. It has no name. What we're going to do is jump into the map editor. We're going to find an island that I've already made a while ago, and we're going to give it a little refresh and then pop it into the game, go and have a little look at it and see what that looks like. What I'm going to do is hit escape and go back to the desktop, open the cartographer. And it's worth noting this is the PC version of the game. All of these little white dots, they are in fact islands, and we are only in this area down here. We've replaced quite a few of them already. We have Blue Hole, we have Deep Blue Sea, we have Hobbes Rest, and we have Trident. And I think this island here is the other island that we've completely stripped. In order to replace that, I'm going to go and pick one that I've made a while ago. I think we actually made this on the channel. Select it and hit edit. Yes, it has been a hot minute since we've been on this one. A map called Jurassic Park, and when you make a map such as this, you might not visit it for a while. It's worth coming back to the map editor just to make sure things actually still work as intended. This was one of the ones that had a cave, which some people have asked about before. In order to make a cave, what we've done is we've taken a bunch of cliff 6, I think. So if you go to rocks, you find cliff 6, which is the big old rock here. And then you can stack them up in a kind of an arch, and that allows you to make yourself a cave. It's pretty much the only way you can make caves in the game. What we've done is we've stuffed a boat in there, and we have, if I remember, underwater. Yeah, we do have a little apron before the abyss, but it gets very scary because this island is very, very big. A little bit of clay. All of this underwater section will in fact be filled with coral and various bits and pieces. There's also a little rock here, which allows you to leap off into the sea and then swim back into the cave if that's something you want to do. We're going to hit terrain objects so we don't have anything selected. There is something over here. There's a tiger shark, a tigor. Now, there is a problem with sharks and the map editor, especially on the PC version of the game. They don't really work. Like, from what I remember, this one swims down from slightly above the water, and then it gets itself lost. It doesn't actually go and attack the player, so what I'm going to do is just get rid of it. Are you sure you want to delete this object? Yeah, unfortunately I am. We also have here... Oh, look at this! Look at the bow of a boat, because this little rock structure here, the groin, which has sand on one side, and then it's quite deep on the other side. Now, I mean, that's attention to detail. In real life, these things are used on beaches to hold sand. You'll see them made of wood, or you'll see them made of stone. Yeah, groins, G-R-O-Y-N-E-S. But we got a little bit of metal showing. That's probably not going to be too bad, I'm gonna say. But I'll go to terrain, raise and lower height, and grab a brush, change the size down. Now, I am going to come back at some point and basically build another map from scratch if people are interested in that. I'm very we can make a whole new world, but it does take a long time, usually about 10 episodes, an hour an episode. I mean, we cover everything. So the size of the brush is down. The amount I'm going to crank down. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the ocean by looking up at the sky, hitting the cog, display ocean, turn it off. The reason you look up at the sky is because if you don't, the shadows, well, move with the camera, and it's very weird. Going back here, we are going to make sure we got raise. The amount is all the way down. This amount slider is annoying because it's inherited between your smooth height, set height, and your raise lower height brushes. If you're smoothing and you crank the amount up, that's kind of nice. It smooths the sand and everything. But then you go here and you click once with that cranked all the way up, you'll have a spire all the way to Venus. It's kind of crazy. Crank that down and then just raise the sand so it just covers that. Why was that there originally? I don't know. I don't know why that's there, but it might be that the model's changed. So what I'll do is I'll do that, and then I'll crank that amount slider up with a smooth option. That seems like that's always going to be there. It's kind of close to the abyss, but we can always pop an object over the top of it. Say a big rock. Yeah, we can. Because it's not something that anyone can get inside. I'll put a big rock there, and a big rock there. It's just filling in the gaps. Like I said, it's been a while since we've been here. Maybe the model changed or something. I don't know. But that might also get a raft stuck. How can you tell? Well, you go back to generate the ocean. Yeah, you might get a raft stuck on that. Okay, go back to objects and just move it down so it's just doing the job that we need it to do. R to rotate. There we go, and then T to transform. These tools. And you just grab the tags and just move them. Alright, that should be enough. That'll be fine. And that'll be deep enough not to upset a raft. Fine, good. There are some wrecks on the island, which we have carefully placed. This one was called Jurassic Park. We used these metal walkways in order to make it look like there were old pens and research places around here. I can't remember. I think we built farms last time we were here. And there's another little jumping, not quite a jumping puzzle, like a little leap of faith here. So you have to jump across. We put a lantern down, which doesn't fall through the slats, which is nice. Just gives people something to go for. Can't remember if there was anything under the water. Oh. Yeah, this is going to be a problem. Some items like this, if you put them very close to the edge of the map, you can take them out of the toolbox and drag them here. But if I click on that now and move it, it's likely to snap closer inboard, closer to the center of the island, and will mess all this up. So it's worth not touching any of that. We do some wrecks over here where the old skeleton, so a broken wreck. I think that was all fine from memory. Got another little pier. So it looks like there used to be a boat that came in and out of here, hence Jurassic Park. Research station, which is just the superstructure of a boat. It is, yeah, and I think there's even lanterns on the inside, which is what's giving it the light, but I can't remember where they ended up. There's definitely one inside. Yeah, you can put the big boat down. We go through the island itself, blip, 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 and we got a boat above us. Kind of creepy and scary, but let's not dwell on that too much. There's a few bits and pieces like these walkways on the sand, just to guide people towards things like the buildings. So yeah, you can have buildings. You just need the superstructure of a boat. Hello. So we also used the walkways again as groins, and they have an effect on the sand. The sand's heaped up on one side and dipped down on the other side. It also gives it something for the player to leap around on. Hello. So we have a friendly shark. I don't know if the whale shark is actually going to work here. The reason I don't know is because depending on where the island is placed, if it's placed at the very edge of the map, the whale shark might actually end up swimming into the sand and just swimming under the island and just getting stuck. I'm going to leave this one though, because if this shark doesn't work, it's not so much of a problem. Because she's a friendly shark, you won't get shark music playing when the shark's trying to attack. This one will just try and investigate the player. I think it works from memory, but I can't remember. And there is... Okay, so yeah, there is a wreck down here, but unfortunately, they no longer render on the PC version of the game. If we go to objects, and we go to... I think it was... Is it structures? Why am I asking myself this? Shipwreck 3A. Yeah, Shipwreck 3A doesn't render, so you can put it down But the only way to know if it's actually working in your game is to save the map, pop the map into the world, and then go and play it, and then try and move it. So we can select the model, but the model just doesn't render because the LOD model is messed up. If I turn the terrain off and back up far enough, eventually, yeah, the very low poly model, or the actual sprite model, will eventually show up. It's not good. It's kind of annoying. One of the big features of this island, though, is we turn the display ocean back on, and if we go back to objects, so I don't have a brush selected. Yeah, we had the little garden thing with a walkway. So a nice little walkway, and we made some steps out of rocks, and I think from memory, they kind of didn't really serve a purpose, because it turns out the player can walk up a fairly steep slope anyway. And we have this big-ass hill, and big-ass hill will be covered in grass for most people. But it did mean that people can build on top of it. In fact, we did build a house up here. And if you build a tower on top of your house, then yeah, you can build quite high up in the sky. Our current house is about level with the treetops. So imagine if we built our current house on the top of a big-ass hill. That would be amazingly big. More steps, because it goes into the theme of this being sort of a Jurassic Park style place. Treetop walk keeps you safe from the dinos, but of course there's no dinos here because, well, we can't have those on this island. Another sort of research station, just ignore the steering wheel, like a building, I guess. Some crabbly crabs, and of course, bloop, an aeroplane, which has been thoroughly smashed into the ground. Now the main problem with this is, although we've tried to keep the doors clear, when you go into the game, chances are the game is going to want to put rocks and things in the way. It's just what it does. I think there was something up here as well. Oh yeah. Now I can't remember if this worked that well. Partly because, so it's a lookout, and we use the metal again in order to make the lookout look kind of cool. But what I might do is crank this up as much as we can get away with, like that, and then do the same thing with these bits. And the reason for that, in fact, we can hit C to copy, move that back, because I remember it not being that obvious that that's what this was. Let's do that. Adventures of Mr. Door, terrain objects. So if we get Mr. Door out, any of them, we can see how tall the player is. I think what I'll do is I'll do that and then drop this down a little bit to be in line with the player being able to look over the top of it. Which means we might delete for deleting, be able to get away with not. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Door is a very good way of telling how high the player is going to be. This is all broken, and chances are this will actually be covered in grass and things. I will make sure that that is in fact the object that we are getting rid of, and then hit delete. Do you want to delete it? Yes. Just remember there being little touches like this, just little refinements. Getting rid of the shark is one of them. Another little leap of faith. Oh yeah. I forgot there was so many little walkways on this island that we put in. And then you have to jump over here, and that's the dead Xbox, which is the FedEx box from Castaway, from Tom Hanks. Wait, you said it? You didn't do a little lie? No. Well, I'll tell you exactly what it is. Another little walkway, and then this. So this is the top of one of the sea forts. I believe the sea forts don't appear naturally in the game anymore. They used to be deep water forts, and they would appear out in the sea. I don't know if we can pull it. No. We can, there we go. So they would appear in the sea, and you would find them not on an island. They were surrounded by ocean. And there would be a great white shark below one of these. I think one of these actually had a set of steps that went into the ground. If I delete that one, which one has it? Ooh, I don't know if either of them have it, so I don't know if either of them are actually that useful. Because there's normally a set of these yellow steps that go down, and there would have been a shark that swam around the bottom of them, which made them, I mean, they're full of loot, but they're also very dangerous to actually land on. What we've done is we've used the top of one so it looks like there's some sort of underground facility that you can't get into. This may or may not appear for some people. I remember there being a problem with the sea forts appearing on certain maps. We have yuccas, which is kind of you need them, you need a lot of them. A little shore island, which is something that kind of obsessed with. Why have one beach when you can have a more interesting and broken up beach? And that brings us all the way back to the cave. The cave, by the way, which, if we look on the top, we did disguise a little bit with cocoa bushes, because grass doesn't really grow up here. We've thrown in a lot of cocoa bushes. I think there was no way of the player getting trapped. You have to look at little gaps in between the rocks. There shouldn't be a way of the player getting trapped in between gaps in the rocks. If there is, what we've done is we've put big rocks in to smooth those out, and you can see a couple of here. That's because you don't want the player running around, falling down a hole and going, oh no, I'm stuck. So when you're building things, you're handcrafting things, you really need to look and say, is the player going to get stuck? Am I going to cause the player to get frustrated? If the answer is yes to either of those, maybe you need to revise your island. I remember some purple poison boys being over here, but because we've removed the shark, there's no real danger anymore. And I think what we can do is add some animals. We have a bunch of crabs. Now, I don't know if they're just regular crabs or crab spawners. But, yeah, I actually don't know where they all are either. It's been so long since I've been on this map. What we can do is take a couple off. So you two can come off, and I will absolutely replace you with crab spawners. Place you just above the ground. Click terrain objects so we don't have anything selected. Crab spawner. Just off the ground. If you place a creature just off the ground, it'll glide downwards. The creatures can't fall. I can't remember if there's any crabs over here. I might have to just have a little look. No, I think we should be okay. There is one extra area which is a point of interest. Ah, another groin. Interesting. I mean, we had a theme going. Oh yeah, the valley, the entrance to the valley, there's a few more crabs here, so I'll get rid of those because the animals did have a bit of an update. Let's change them around. I think these ones might actually get stuck because of the tide. It looks like it's so... you got wet sand here, which means the tide's going to come in and out, and these crabs are going to get stuck underwater. Yeah, the valley itself... Oh, it has a pig in it. Ooh. I think that's a giant hog. Oh no, it's just a regular piggy. Regular piggy. Well, I'll delete you because I don't know if you're a boar or a boar spawner. And then put in the piggy. Okay. Ah, 2 piggies. Well, again, you get deleted, and we'll put in a boar spawner. It doesn't matter, like, you can rotate them, but it literally doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you rotate those. There is a way up here. I can't remember if I put any snakes on this island. I don't think I did. I think by this point, I think we were very much over snakes. And then there was a set of steps that go up here. Yeah, okay, cool. Gonna go see if there's any more crabs. You got crabs? No. I think we're okay for various bits and pieces. What I might do is put a giant crab spawner. Giant crab spawner. I'm going to put him here. I'm going to put 2 giant crabs in the islands. One there. Terrain objects because we don't know what got selected. And I might put another one here. There we go. Done. Because we got rid of the danger by getting rid of the shark. It's a curious looking island from the air, but I think from the ground it's actually quite a fun one. So what we'll do is we will hit save and save. Yes, please. And then quit. Right, we'll zoom out a little bit. The island in red is the island that we're currently saved on, which is Hobbes' Revenge. The starting island is the one above us, the Great Ancient Island. That might be different for other people, but it's usually a small island. We know Trident is the island that we replaced. That was a small island that I replaced with big islands, so that means the upper Forgotten Escape, the big island beyond that, is definitely the one we want to replace. I will grab Jurassic Park, and then we'll just drop it over the top, hit apply, and it saves the world data. Hit back, hit play, and continue the game. Oh, we're back in the game. Well, we're back exactly where we saved, which is good. What I'm going to do is just check the time of day. 14:32, 14:33. Okay, by being in the shade, and this is important, I'm going to bring up the console by hitting / and type dev.time11. That's going to change it to 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm also going to do / dev.god. Why? What does that do? Well, it doesn't make us invulnerable, but it doesn't mean we can now fly. And because we fly so fast, we get a lot of white flashes. But it means we can go and investigate our island without having to get the raft out, without having to do a bunch of stuff. We are moving much faster than the raft or even the helicopter will go, and that is a problem. Things are going to herky-jerk around. There's Trident, there's that island. Seagulls, nice. And at this point, we will hit up Jurassic Park. Now it faces north-south, which means... yes, got ourselves a shipwreck. Interestingly, I'm not sure if... Oh yeah, there she is. Bloop. The whale shark does work. Alright, that's neat. I was worried about the whale shark. Like, maybe she's not going to spawn, but at least for the first time you're on the island, it'll spawn. Bloop. There was a wreck around here. There it is. That was the one that we couldn't see, and now we can see. I will turn the thing off in a moment. I will turn the no clip off in a moment. Broken wreck. Obviously, with the coral and stuff, it makes it look much nicer. There's no shark here. And this is now covered in... Those are those rocks we put down, which is kind of cool. And then we have our cave, which is cool. And above it, we have all of the bits sort of hiding the cave, which is cool. It's really such a really nice island, this one. And the hill as well. Alright, what we'll do is we will stand on top of the hill and go dev.god, which means we can just walk around and see everything around us, which is so cool. It's so incredibly cool. Right, I think that island, so if we were to go in that direction, we would actually end up home. I'm gonna have a little look around, and I think... Yeah, okay. We'll go and have a little look in the valley. I just want to make sure everything is actually working and spawning right. Now, at this point, we can break things. Ah, there we go. Giant crab. At this point, we can actually break things. We can absolutely get killed because we are now completely vulnerable. And we can also die to the sun, which is annoying. You can't go inside this. We've purposefully positioned everything so it's just the top of the building. Just the top of the building, but it does look cool. Adds to the mystery of the island. I'm going to explore the cave, though. The reason we would explore the cave is onefold. I just wanted to make sure we could actually physically fit in here. I think we used Mr. Door to measure it, but we'll just have a little look. Yeah, everything works. Some boxes here. Yeah, everything works, and we should be able to get out as well. Well, okay, that's not the way I expected us to get out, but yeah, that does also work. We know the abyss is actually the other side of this. The game has put that big-ass rock there, which is curious. I do know at some point we've had a great white swim around here. It's one of those effects where you come from one island and move to another island. Sometimes a deep water shark follows you. So this is the top of the cave. And like I said, you just have to use cliff 6 pieces. Remember that the cliff 6 is actually open on one end. And you need to hide that open end when you are placing them. We may cover that at some point in the future, we may not. The stone groin. I remember this being kind of rough to walk along. It is. Deep on one side, shallow on the other side. Neat. Yeah, everything works. Look for the crabs. Crabby crabs. Why do you stand in the shade when you change the time? Oh yeah, because otherwise you just get nuked by the SPF. It counts as being standing outside all day. This is one of the areas, one of the paddock areas. I know there's a crab around here somewhere, so we'll avoid that because I want to look at the groins and things. That's the shipwreck. That's the ship jetty. I forgot how much I like this island. Oh yeah. Let's see if we can actually get up inside here. I remember there being something of an issue. We have to duck under there. We can go in here. Yeah. Lantern. There it is. That's what was causing the light. So we'll hibbity hop over here. And then, oh yeah, the groins. The metal groins this time. Yep, obviously one side is deeper than the other because it's having an effect on the sand. I think it would actually go the opposite direction, but... Whoa! Gee! I just saw a tail whipping back and forth. You're right down there. Just that big-ass tail just whipping back and forth. Oh, scared the life out of me, it did. Oh. Became sharp. If Sharp had Scottish, no, Northern accent, yep. Can't remember what Sharp's accent was. Yorkshire, I think. That's Sean Bean, that is. Okay, yeah. We got a walkway up here. I can't remember how you get to it. I think from below or above. Yeah, let's go and look at the walkway because there was. Oh yeah, this works quite well. There's nothing, no rough edges. I think we were actually quite good with this island when we released it. But yeah, it's always worth coming back to an island that you haven't been to in a while and just having a look, just making sure everything works. Changing the crabs out was probably a good idea. Airplane. Just in the dark. And I think these crabs are probably going to get stuck in this area. Yeah, there's a little bit of water. You probably can't see that, but there's a little bit of water, so I think they'll just be forever there. It's not really a problem. Piggy. Where is Piggy? They will run away from the player, so I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's go up and just have a little look in the lookout, and I think we can just wrap it up. Oh, yeah. Because that... Is this the walkway down? This is the walkway down onto the steps. Through the woods. Excellent. And that still works. And there's no jump there. And then the gantry up there. It's going to have a little look at it. Oh, there's another one here. Wait. Oh yeah, there's the metal work there, but it's buried in the ground. Did I forget about... No! Oh, I see what it is. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? This is actually one of those split ones. So there is a natural gap there and there's a little yellow grab rail there. Yeah. Actually, by having that extra bit of metal just poking out, just poking out, that's fine. There's some steps here. And then, yeah, this rail was too low last time. So just by moving it up, I think that's better. And this is just broken off and fallen away. Good. And then we have, that's Trident with a giant ass cargo ship. Excellent. Wonderful. I think all that's left to do is probably save this and get it into the Steam workshop. But I'm going to leave it here for the time being. All right, cool. If you like these videos, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell, and I'll tell you what. I'll catch you next time.